All right, Tony. What was it about James Gladstone that stood out through the interview process?
Well, I think you guys saw in the press conference. He is a world-class communicator, and I think the capacity he has to take in a bunch of different information, data, correlate it, and to make decisions, and then to be able to communicate it in a clear way, it was just jumped off the page when you talk to him. And then, he's a guy who has a lot of humility. He comes from an organization that's about collaboration, working together, and he was great in the virtual. And then, but coming into it, we thought we had 5 great candidates, but at the end of it, he was definitely the right guy for us and the perfect fit for what we want to build.
How much did the confidence from the Sneeds and the Rams organization play into the comfortability to make this decision?
Well, I think it helps. I had long conversations with Les Snead and Sean McVay and talked about how they did things. And I think what I appreciate, about Les was his openness to talk about how they do things. And we all can learn. I think you should always be learning from other successful organizations, successful people. And so not just hearing about James as an individual and what he did there, but how they did things, and found it very interesting. And then, but it goes back to James. We want to do things here the way the Jaguars do it. And we're building a team here, and we felt like James was the right guy to help us build the team right here in Jacksonville.
How comfortable are you with the timeline? You guys got to head up to Indy for the Combine, draft's right around the corner, free agency right around the corner. He's kind of got to hit the ground running, but I know from the outside looking in, it looks like there's a rush, but you feel pretty comfortable about the ability for him to get on the job.
I feel extremely confident. We got a lot of work to do, but so does everybody else. And it's not like we've been sitting around not working during the process. Ethan Waugh has been working hard with our scouts and our pro personnel. Obviously, James is very aware of what's going on in free agency and the college draft, and he's going to bring his leadership and his process. And I feel like we're in a very good place. I'm very confident. Not that there's not work to be done, a lot of work, but that's okay. It's not work when you're enjoying it, when you're passionate about it, and I'm looking forward to us jumping into it and watching James lead the process.
You mentioned Ethan. Is he going to be staying on as assistant GM, or has that been decided?
Well, I think ultimately, James is the GM, and I think he answered that question perfectly. Right now, we're moving forward. We are focused on free agency and the college draft, and ultimately, James will evaluate everything, and we'll figure that out later. That's not our focus. We're not talking about that. We're talking about doing the best we can, winning free agency, winning the college draft, because that's all we can do right now. We can't worry about anything else, and we want to be prepared for OTAs and off-season, training camp, and then ultimately it counts when we kick it off in September.
All right. When James was asked about the collaboration part, he said purely collaborative. How do you build that sort of environment?
Well, it's based on, you have to build strong relationships, and strong relationships are built on trust and the ability to communicate and have hard conversations. Collaboration doesn't mean you're going to agree all the time. I think, one of the dangers is groupthink. I think challenging each other's positions is really healthy. But at the end of the day, whatever decision is made, when it comes to the draft and free agency, James is the GM. And we'll all have input, and we'll all talk about it. He'll make decisions. Liam's the head coach. He's going to go coach those guys, and he's going to build the offense and defense and his staff, and he's going to determine, those players and our coaches are going to determine whether we win or lose. And so we're all in this together. And so we're going to support each other. We're going to communicate. We're going to work together to get to the right answer in every decision we make, and I'm confident we'll do it.
It's more important what you do when you disagree, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, to get to the right decision, sometimes you have to challenge each other, and that's okay. And what I appreciate about Liam, working with him for the last month, it's not like every conversation we just, lockstep from the, first, word we say, but we work through it. We talk about it. And we ask each other questions. We, focus on where we're trying to go to get to the right answer, and that's how great decisions are made. And I think but again, it goes back to relationships built on trust. And I'll say we all have our role. Yeah. We have all our roles in this organization. And if each of us does our job to the best of our ability and works our tail off every day and makes decisions that are best for the Jacksonville Jaguars and gives us the best chance of winning football games, we'll be just fine. And that's what I'm committed to doing. I know that's what James is committed to doing. I know that's what Liam's committed to doing. And so then it's not about disagreements. It's about challenging each other to get to the right answer, and I believe we will.
Gotcha. Appreciate it, Tony. Thank
Thanks.
you. Yeah.